And I think it worked. No explosions yet? Oh shit, you're right about that, Garthen. No explosions yet. Let me make sure. Make sure it's working. Oh shit, dude. If I can do this and I can just record my VOD straight to YouTube like this, could you imagine? Let's see. She lives. The test we did last night worked. Great. So now I can just do this and I don't have to upload my VODs. Yeah. Yeah. We got it. All right. Cool. That's kind of rad, actually. Okay. Dope. YouTube praised the orb? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's keep working on it and get this monk done. So, I guess that'll be the new destination for VODs, is no longer Evan Blair VODs, but just the mainline Evan Blair Art channel. I hope people don't mind that. I hope people aren't mad about it. Seeing, you know, the main channel have... Well, I guess it's also the live stream. It's not just the VOD. It is actually the live stream. So, you know, that's cool. Didn't overload everything. Do you know if I talk about MTG Commander deck I'm attempting to brew? Absolutely, Arthur. Tell me. Tell me about it. Will I draw character legs? All right. Everything worked, man. Okay. All right. We're gonna finish this by the end of the day. Or what did I say I had to do if I didn't finish this by the end of the day? 10,000 subs gifted in chat? Is that what I said? Shit. Thank God no one clipped that. Yeah. Crazy how that works out, isn't it? I'm gonna do kind of a cool pattern if I can on... maybe I shouldn't actually, because Mel wanted more simplistic design here, so maybe I shouldn't go too crazy and out of pocket on this. Maintain my, excuse me, design modesty, I guess. And that's what I should do. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. So a lot of this design is going to be based off of Evangeline's design, the other monk we did. Looking at Yarok the Desecrated, who doubles ETB effects and is in Sultai. I'm looking for a combo of Landfill and Reanimator as the packages. I mean, I wish I knew enough about EDH anymore, Garthen. The only way I like processed any kind of like EDH building back in the day, I guess, was just insert money into deck, work at game store, have unlimited access to cards, insert money to deck, and also Sultai is what we call blue, black, white now, right? I think. What's up, Jace? What's going on, dude? Good morning. Hello. Or good evening? Wait. Time in Australia. Good morning. There we go. I got that one right. Yep. 6 a.m. All right. Hell yeah, dude. Good morning, friend. Hello. I was live last night for a while, and one of my other Australian viewers was like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you live in the middle of the night? I'm like, dude, it's only like 8 p.m. What are you doing live in the middle of the night? He's like, it's 3 in the afternoon. Sorry, I don't remember Australian times. Sultai is black, blue, green. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Of course. Of course it is. I remember when the Cons of Tarkir set came out and they've actually named those 3. Because we had names in the community before Wizards of the Coast decided on calling them anything like that. And I forget what our names were for them, but there were pre-existing names for everything. So I remember when those like clans came out, everyone was like scoffing that no one's gonna call it Sultai or Bant. Everyone's just gonna call it and then whatever we like previously called it. And I kind of miss the old names. You can be like ironic and use those old names, just like you know, just like you put your lands in front of your creatures if you want to be super old school, and refer to foils as premiums. Did a D&D table yesterday? Oh no, not another Jace. God, you're gonna play D&D 7 days a week at this point. What's this game about? What kind of character are you playing in it? White Blue Black is Esper, like Sentinel. Oh, right. Esper. Yeah. Remember that. Cons was a great release. People underplayed it, but it was a great format, a great meta, great standard. Did a lot of cool stuff for Modern. Man, I cherish the years that I worked at the game store during Magic the Gatherings. Like kind of Bronze Age, maybe? I think. So I think the Golden Age obviously is the old whatever. Silver Age is like the everything up till like Zendikar or something, and then Bronze is like after that. I don't remember how they defined it. But I loved it, dude. I loved working at the card store during that time. Making deals, buying and selling cards, knowing the markets. There's something new every day, you know? You had to like learn a new market, or like the new deck came out or something. It was so chill too. Like obviously it was hard work. There was like a lot of difficult days, and you know the worst part of the job was? The worst part of working at the game store was dealing with 2 types of customers. Okay? Affectionately known as either Dirtles or Barnes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very similar in behavior. But Barnes were better than Dirtles, I will say. Because a barn is short for barnacle, and Barnes just like stuck there and just hung out all day. Just wanted to be at the game store. They just talked to you all day and you're like, dude, I'm trying to work. But Dirtles would ask you, they'd bring in like a crumpled up, like disgusting piece of paper they've had in their pockets since like 3 weeks ago, with like shittily misspelled illegible handwriting. Be like, hey, I need these cards, man. And it's like, I don't know what set that random fucking comment is from. Which set would you like to see the binder? Because we just had binders. People asked to see a binder, we give them the binder. And the Dirtles would always make you have to go in and look at up every single card individually. Those were the Dirtles. Besides dealing with Dirtles and Barnes, it was awesome. Every day was chill. People were always in a good mood. They loved being at the game store. It was great, dude. Getting back to Tarkir. Are we actually? Really? Use my Celestial Warlock and keep my current Hexblade in the other game. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Cool. What's up, Cal? Yeah, I'm so Cal, today's one part a test for YouTube. It's also one part I want to start recording my VODs directly to YouTube as well and doing the multi-streaming thing with it. But I tried, Cal. I tried with YouTube this morning, and it crashed my OBS, actually. It just straight up crashed. It just fucking killed it, man. So I was like, at the very least, willing to just like straight up end my stream if it crashed today. Thankfully, it has not yet crashed. So Spent a lot of time in D&D focused stream for someone who is currently in 0 games. I mean, is this really a D&D focused stream, Cal? Or sorry, Cass. Is it really? Let's be honest here. Let's just be honest. Is this really a D&D stream anymore? Or is this like a dumb homebrew stream? You know what? I don't want to know the answer to that, actually. I don't want you to have to say anything that's going to make you feel disrespectful. So you know what? I'm just going to say never mind. What's up, Mexi? What is this wizardry EBA live on YouTube? Yeah, what's up, dude? What's up, Jacob? Good to see you, man. Yeah. Oh god, my water. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, I wonder if I can filter my... Ooh, I can change my multi-chat just to be YouTube. Ooh, sick. Cool. I'm not sure how good I'll be at reading YouTube chat, but I will endeavor to not completely ignore you guys, so... It sounds strange, but what does D&D mean? It means Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't try to breath water.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Key Canadian rule we all learned about when we got our lessons on survival tips and hacks for the, house hippo encounters. Yep. Thank you, Moose. But yes, Mexi, D&D is short for Dungeons and Dragons. It is a TTRPG that you play with pen and paper and your best friends, in which I make a lot of art for, and an adventure as well. So, house hippos, yeah, the North American house hippo. Apparently Americans don't know about it. Apparently only Canadians actually know about them. It's crazy, dude, right? Oh, that was bad. Almost died just now. Hey, what's up, fam? Yeah. Hello, Twitch chatters. Jacob, I don't have YouTube chat up on my screen anywhere, unfortunately. I haven't optimized for that yet. But Dragon's Claim, Jacob says hello. We miss Jacob. Oh god. Oh, I'll be okay. I'm still choking slightly. So I'm trying not to pass out from lack of oxygen. Do my absolute best out here, dude. Do my absolute best I can. Do you want to do the cloud pattern on this? Should I? No, let's just do a little stitch type thing through it. I don't want to over reference the clouds. Monks are great because you can do a lot of different patterning on them, but I don't want to over preference them. Fun fact about hippos in America. I don't know which one. Wait, which one? But there was a president who wanted to introduce hippos into the wild North America as a food source, but it never happened. That's some damn. That's some ambitious lawmaking right there. Yeah, the hippos are dangerous, bro. Most recent D&D related media you might have heard of his Critical Role on Twitch and YouTube. Wait, not Evan Blair Art? Shoot. Dang it. I guess I'm not well known enough, Garthen, to be the D&D related media that people would have heard of. Dang it. I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. I was introduced to house hippos by an American woman. Really? That's funny. Clearly somebody who got Canadian broadcast media exposure. There's like a billion Americans that have no idea what I'm talking about when I say the North American house hippo. It's an old commercial from back in the days in Canada by the government. It's ancient Canada lore. You go deep into the vault to find it. The commercials still exist on YouTube. It was the U.S. House, not the president. My bad. Oh, okay. Well, that's like just as funny though. Because D&D stuff, I thought it was just about some artist. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. Cow, dang. D&D Media, Critical Role Balls Get 3, Honor Among Thieves, EVA. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, we got it in there eventually. Yeah. All right. Neat. I mean, there is still... I think I haven't brought this up at least once this week, so we need to bring up this comment that still lives rent-free in my head. Where is it? Where's mod chat? This still lives rent-free in my head, man. Wait, what? Why is it? This for wait, why isn't it scaled? The fuck? The hell, Discord? Yeah, this comment. This still lives rent-free. I think about this like 3 times a day. This is the greatest TikTok comment I've ever gotten in my entire life. You might like drawing rather than D&D. I still don't know what it means. I still haven't deciphered it. But like, I think about it. Is that weird? Oh god. TikTok's a wild place, man. I meet some amazing people there. I also get told off all the time. Like drawing more than D&D? Bro. Yeah. Most of you related media outside of this channel, obviously. I really don't know I need to say that. I'm sorry if my deep and continuous era will do better. Never change, Garthen. That was a booba comment? Nope. Where do you go to Doom Scroll then? I don't, Jacob. I am the Doom Scroll. You can't like 2 things. You can only have 1 interest in life. Yeah, I should try drawing once. Like I should see how it works out for me. I'll try. You know what? Maybe I'll try drawing for like a couple of hours one day. We'll see how it works out. Oh, this can be a 1-layer thing. There we go. Yeah. I'll give it a try. We'll see. We'll see if it's up my alley. There's like that, and then there's something that somebody told me at a convention that I also think about all the time. This girl who was like, "Oh, what's this all from?" And I was like, "Oh, like all my art, like this is all like the art I make for my D&D adventure, and like you know, I draw like fantasy art and I do paintings and stuff." And I was like talking about it, and she was like, "Oh, so you don't have any fan art?" I was like, No, I have like only original art here today." So yeah. And she's like, "Oh, why don't you make art that people care about then? Like you're at a convention." Oh god, she had such this blunt and matter-of-fact confusion, you know, like she wasn't trying to be mean. She was trying to say, why don't you have art that people like, from things that people would be interested in buying, as if to say, like it was assumed that no one would want to buy original art. right? That was like the intent of it, I guess, was to say that. Maybe, I don't know. But it was just so blunt and just a matter of fact, like literally confused, you know? She's like, why? Wait, what? Why are you bringing original art to a convention? And she had like bags full of art that you could see, like clear plastic bags where they'll like, you know, put their print or whatever in like a little plastic bag. And she had like a whole bunch of like bags of like, okay, I don't want to be judgmental, but it looked like she was there exclusively to buy smutty Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3 art. I could see 2 prints of the like 6 she was holding, and they were both smutty Asterion prints. So let's keep in mind, this is who's criticizing, you know? So like, but still, I mean, you know, yeah, TikTok guy with the jaw-dropping art. Oh shit, Lucas, thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, dude? Valid objection or objectives? Yeah, right? Like true, you know, but also people do make original art, and you know, I didn't know how to respond to her with that. Like I wanted to say like I'm trying or whatever. I like your art. Thank you, Maxi. I appreciate that. Well, it is a thing at conventions. Like you bring most people at conventions, like most artists do fan art. Very few people that bring like original art to conventions, and you know, fair enough. Not a lot of people buy my prints. I have a print store. It doesn't do a lot of business. That's fine. I'm not like, I maintain it as like a fun project thing, but like I get it. Not a lot of people buy my prints because it's not from a project that they know yet. Hopefully once Eldara is a project that they can care about and play games in, and it's a world that's like a thing that people care about, then hopefully people will want the art from it. So here's the thing. She's not wrong. It is just funny that she said that out loud so bluntly, you know? Yeah. Because digital art isn't art, it's cheating, it does everything for you. I get that opinion actually a lot from older people I talk about my career with, Jace. Yeah. I do get that opinion quite a bit. Like, oh, so do you actually draw, or do you do it like on the computer? And I say both. I draw digitally on like a big tablet. And they're like, oh, so you don't actually draw it then? I'm like, I'm gonna fight you, Grandma. I'm gonna fight you. You'll lose. Don't do it. All these people are mental. Well, I mean, I get it. They just don't get it. Like it's fine. They just don't understand. But it is just funny, you know. I don't get a lot of pushback from my career. I know a lot of artists talk about all the hate and pushback they get from their family and stuff, and my family's pretty chill. They kind of just like wrote off any sort of like sense of me having like a real career. So like if I do anything, they're like, hey, sport. Like my family talks to me about art and about my career like you'd talk to like or address like a 17-year-old dog. You know, with like that kind of like forced positivity, like, Evan, wow, hey there, big guy, hey, how you doing there, bud? Hey, whoa, there he is. Wow, how's that art thing going there, champ? That's what they talk to me. So take an update of where wife is. Okay, thank you, Ella. Wife is not here anymore, apparently. Okay, Pog. Yes, thank you, Ella. For wife updates, I do not need anything from that store, but thank you. All right. The bluntness, man. Just the bluntness. You hungry, bud? You need some food? Yeah, like that kind of thing, you know? Yeah, that's the general sense of it. The only thing that I get a little bit, like, not annoyed by, but like a little sigh over is when somebody older, like, you tell them you're an artist and they're like, oh, you should draw my, like, my dog. Or like my cat. I'm like, god damn it. Actually, like, don't draw pets. Sorry. And they're like, oh, I'll pay you $20. And I'm like, that'll take me like 4 hours at least. Oh, sure. So 25. You're like, not drawing your cat, Mrs. Filter. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm very busy. I think it's a little hobby. Unless you do like the gallery thing, it's like just a little art hobby. You got, you know. You driving someone back to the abyss? All right, Ella. Good luck. Good luck. Dude, why is my hat so sore? I need to get thinner glasses, I think. These glasses are too thick. There's too much going on right around my temples. Hat related. Headphones. Glasses. There we go. There we go. Why couldn't I, person who draws pets, run to these people? Well, go to different markets then. If you actually want to run into these people, draw some like dogs and cats and shit, and go to a market. Like find markets like craft fairs. Dude, old people fucking love craft fairs. Find craft fairs, markets, things like that, and go to them with your art, and then you will get so many commissions. It's not even funny. The problem is that they'll all offer you like $16 and a Werther's original to draw their pet for them. That's like that's what they think the sort of the skill is valued at. When I tell an older person, like, I don't mean older, I just mean like, you know, parent age for me, like what I do, and they like want to go deeper and ask more questions and stuff. When I tell them how much it is and how long it takes me to draw a commission, they cannot believe it. I tell them how much like a character piece is, and they're like, wow, it's so much money. Why don't you do like 10 of those a week? I'm like, because I just told you it took me 20 hours. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Ah, shit. Oh, okay, I get it now. Get a real job. Well, I did. So it was kind of funny. I went to when my arm was really bothering me a couple weeks ago. Which, by the way, I'm not doing my stretches. I gotta be doing my stretches. When I was Freeman Art. Shut up, gal. I don't know when you said that, but I just saw it. Shut up. Take care, Jacob. When I was at my like Cairo to try and help with my arm, which it did help, by the way. Just remind me to do my stretches. He was like asking me about like why I'm drawing so much, and I explained like, oh, you know, I'm like double my stream hours and this and that. And he's like younger, so he kind of understood the whole process of it. But he's like, so like, I don't mean to be rude, man. Like, I'm just curious, and like, please stop me if this is a rude question. I'm like, yeah, hit me. He's like, so like, do you have like a real job? Yes, this is my job. This is what I do for a living, man. This is it. I stream my art and take projects and make adventures and shit. And I get it. People just don't know. They don't. People aren't trying to be rude or anything. It's just such a strange, new, weird thing. It's such a strange, new, weird era that people don't know. If I worked at like a game studio, it'd be easier, I think. I could be like, oh yeah, I make video games. And they're like, oh wow. Yeah, I make art for video games. I should just say that. I should just say I just make art for games. And if somebody really presses, like I should say I make art for video games. And if someone says, oh, what video game have you worked on? I could just say D&D. And if they know enough where they're like, wait, D&D isn't a video game, I could just be like, oh, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, well, I make art for D&D, but most people don't. Like, you know, just like go through like that, right? Try to work for a picture of your dog, then your dog is worth. God. Yeah, I should say that next time. But the craft fairs near me are super expensive to vend at because of insurance. Oh, what the fuck, really? Because when Ella was doing her markets for the first time, she did a couple of smaller markets and fairs like that. They were like, you know, she's like, I'll try it out. It's $50 a table for the day. And they weren't worth it, by the way. So, you know, not if you're a dice maker. Because she said the whole audience was older. Be good, Garthen. Take care, buddy. Yeah. Pretty new to your channel. Does it usually take around 20 hours per full body character piece? I'm always amazed by how neurotypical judge someone's worth by how they make their living. Yeah. Well, so it depends. The problem is going in, like, this piece, what goes into it is a ton of design work ahead of time, a ton of conceptual work, and then doing the actual piece, like, painting is actually way faster than doing this, like, sketch style. The sketch style is so, like, you see how many little brush strokes are made here through hatching and shading and things like that. So a sketch like this is sometimes, depending on how complicated it is close to 20 hours. Right? Which some people see that, they're like, oh my god, that doesn't look like it's like, you either think, Lucas, like, oh wow, 20 hours, that's like so fast, or like, oh, I can't believe that took you 20 hours, you know? People never are like, yeah, it seems about right. It's always like one way or the other, like really, you know, skewed in one direction or another. Hearing twice as hard. Thanks, Entities. So much detail, but so damn pretty. Thanks, Jace. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, as I've gotten better at this style, it's taken me more time. So you want to see the first character I ever drew? That, like, oh no. So through my, like, legacy, I'll show you the first time I kind of like the first piece I actually enjoyed my art on was coincidentally the first piece that started looking like my modern art. So when I first started streaming, if you go way back into the vault, all the way to the bottom, when I first started streaming, I had been out of making art for a long time, and I was like way behind my skill set, so I had to like do art even though I was bad at it, and I was worse than I knew I could be. And so I was trying to find my footing again when I first started streaming and doing art and this kind of thing. And so this is like my earliest works in like around 2020 when I first started streaming and doing all this, and it's like real bad. And you can see that it kind of has the basis of like the work that I'm doing now, sort of. Like you can see that this was an evolution, but obviously it wasn't nearly as detailed or time intensive. And as I increased the sort of like time that I put into it, I've never in my sketch style, I've never gotten better without. So this is a bit out of order, because you're like, oh, this looks more modern. This actually is later. The first piece in the modern era for me was this character, who was my wife's paladin's squire. It was her. She's also the basis of the Astral Knights, if anyone's curious of where they came from design aesthetic wise. So this is the first time I actually tried to be more loose and sketchy and be more detailed. And as I like just got further and further and further into it, it became more and more detailed. So a lot of artists, as they get better, they get faster. And that's also the case for painting. As you get better as a painter, you always get faster too. That's why concept artists are the best painters in the world, mostly. There's very few illustrators that are like at the level that a lot of concept artists are. So doing a painting is actually way easier, because you want to use less brush strokes to communicate value. Strix, holy shit, good to see you, Strix, the master writer herself. What's up, Strix? Honored. But as I've increased my like proficiency with my kind of like modern sketching whatever nonsense, it's just taking me longer and longer to do my pieces. So even though I get a better result, the problem is that I no longer spend 5 hours on a portrait. I spend 8, 9, 10 hours on a portrait. I no longer spend 15 hours on a sketch, on a full body character sketch or painting, whatever. I spend like 20, 25 hours on it. So that's the real issue with my current kind of progression in yo, it's Tank. Like, yeah, that's like, that's the problem with it. So I do digital art, but not on a tablet because I'm broke. I do it on mobile with my thumb. It's been about a year and I very like it, but some people are telling me to draw on paper, but I don't want that. Do you think I should keep going? I think drawing on paper is absolutely a great idea. If you want to do it, like, do what you want to do, especially if you want to do it for fun or whatever, as a career, it doesn't matter. If you like drawing on a tablet, or sorry, on your phone with your thumb, you know, whatever, don't let anyone stop you. But do I think that drawing on paper is a good thing to do? Yeah, traditional, if you're very serious about your art career, Mexi, traditional practice will always enforce the kind of habits that great artists have. Digital comes with a lot of shortcuts that if you let them be shortcuts for you too early in your art career, they will be crutches. And this might sound dramatic, but I mean this with all my heart. if you allow the shortcuts that digital art offers you to be crutches for you too early, you will die to mediocrity. Your art career will be over. You will never make it out of that pit. Things like the Control-Z tool, things like layers, things like opacity. These are tools that will take everything you've ever wanted from an art career and spare no one. I mean it. And I say that with such a high level of seriosity because I've seen artists get destroyed by it. Because you see digital artists, they're like, oh, digital's so cool. I want a $4,000 tablet like Evan. I want to draw like Ross draws. I want to be a cool guy too. So you go straight into digital and you're like, what? I make a mistake? I can just Control-Z it? And you build bad habits that will destroy your art career and condemn you into mediocrity forever if you don't force yourself out of them. So traditional is great because it doesn't let you build those bad habits. But once you have learned fundamentals on traditional like tools, then going digital is just a speed increaser. The shortcuts are no longer crutches; they're literal shortcuts for your process. One Wing Talk, thank you for the follow. But I think you should do whatever you want. If you want to draw on your phone, have fun with your thumb. Just like drawing, you know, whatever, dude. Like it's great. Have fun. Do the best work you can. 20 hours seems short for this quality work. I would expect it 30 to 35. So something like this was about 30 something hours, 30 35 hours. It was long. It actually took longer, Lucas, because I was recording it. Whenever I record process on stream, it takes me longer to do it because obviously I'm talking to you guys and hanging out and stuff. And thank you for the follow, Mexi. And whatever, but doing this line work and then the concept design, the line work, then the values, then painting it. This was a more substantial project, and that's why my price point's like this represents like a $550 project because it's like 35 hours. It's like an entire week's worth of my time almost. I do work like 60, 70 hours a week, but still, it's like an entire. Of my commissions, this is an entire week and a bit's worth. So that's why like some people accept my commission price and are like, oh well, it's like very fair, whatever. Other people are like, hey, that's fair, but I can't afford it. And other people are like get bent. I can get art on Fiverr for $3. Screw you. And that's totally fine. You know, I'm not people. Although to be fair, people from TikTok and Instagram have been really nice about commissions and stuff, even when they can't afford it or don't think that it's the value. Because if somebody doesn't want to pay it doesn't mean they can't afford it. It just means they don't think that it's valuable to them on that level. And I totally get it. But they're usually pretty nice, like, oh cool, like your art is awesome, thanks for letting me know or giving me a quote or whatever, so see you later. Your Meadow Chris is just boggling. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. So kind of love looking back on the old sketches, right? I mean, it's useful, Strix, I think, for me to look back on work. It's why I started making videos and recording my process, was because I wanted to have that sense of progression. So I can look back on old work and feel a sense of progression and like, oh wow, I am getting better. But there's something in particular with me about seeing a recorded process from start to finish.
Hi, I'm back.
That does that even
and
more.
You are precious 7. You shush smiled.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate that. Thanks for the 100 bits. Thank you, dude. You made a comment while doing the Purple Flame Fighter Girl the other day. How client wanted both the line art version and the color version, which I was going to request as well. They look so good, both colored and uncolored. Yeah, I mean, so the problem is that is more. So the line work is like, that's a different thing. That's an additional cost on top of it because the time wise, like, so here's the example. So if I am doing just the line work piece, I will do metal shading like this, and I'll do a whole lot more cross hatching. So this is a reflection. Like when you're drawing any kind of metal, you're obviously reflecting the the environment around whatever your metal is. You know, okay, I'll bring up the fucking sphere. Okay, you want the sphere? Look, hey, it's a sphere. It's a sphere I painted to show this off a little while ago. Look at how it reflects the environment around it. Okay, you weird cultists, get it out of your system now. But if I'm painting it, notice that for Azalea's piece here, I will show reflections for things. If you see some green from the environment around, this reflection I didn't do. This wouldn't show up in the sketch then.
Metal without
right?
lines, without shading. Oh my god, she's
Don't
naked.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Damn it. You had one job, Mel. One job. So I can give you the line work version. I'm happy to do that, but it won't have the same level of like finish as a sketch done for this style. The line work version for Izzy wasn't as complete as like this sketch would be just as a sketch. So like I'm more than happy to provide that for people. It's just it's not, so many people that see the line work are like, oh, this doesn't look as detailed as other sketches, and it's like, yeah, because there's certain things that I can't do for the sketch versus whatever. How do you create this paper-like texture background in Photoshop? Canvas, overlay layers, and cloud brushes to act like ink splotches. So it's very easy, actually. 35 hours for 500 is super reasonable. The problem is, even if it's reasonable from a time standpoint, Lucas, it is still a lot of money that I realize, you know. I try and balance as best I can, like being worth my time, but also understanding that most people don't have $550 to throw at a piece of art for themselves, you know. And it's kind of tough. It's kind of like a thing that I kind of like balance around a little bit. But I try and not undervalue my time, but also try and be respectful of people's incomes and stuff.
Sometimes with art I have commissioned,
yes,
sketches seem to warm my heart more than even painting or rendering does.
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Maybe it is something where it is an idea in the moment. Don't know if this makes any sense as the migraine has taken over XD.
No, it does. I mean, sketches have personality and flow. And, you know, so if there's one thing that, like, I think that I do well, that's an intentionally practiced skill, is I try my absolute best to keep the intentionality of a sketch present in the render that I do. And that's something that a lot of artists talk about is an issue. They say, like, oh my god, why does my line work look so messy and garbage, but my sketches are so, like, nice? And I definitely feel that. And I try my very best to intentionally make sure that the render carries the charm of the sketches through to the finished product. But that's like a big problem for a lot of artists to try and rattle with. So you might often see art that you're like, wow, the sketch is so like full of life and, you know, is awesome or whatever. But yeah, it's totally normal. What's up, Wolf? The legendary Wolf. Artist, streamer, world builder, designer, writer, video game enjoyer. I don't know. I can see Wolf. Yeah, Brian does say migraine weird. Can only assume the anxiety that comes with explaining art commission prices to people. Not.
You really do.
It's not bad, I think.
From other artists that I have seen done work, the sketch is almost lost for lack of a better word when they build up from it. You keeping the sketch on top of the coloring with it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's like a stylistic thing that some people really like and some people actually hate. So I'm glad you like it, Mel. Thanks for the 100 bits. I usually use the sketch layer as a line art after cleaning up a little bit. So if I'm painting something, the sketch becomes a line art. Yeah, and then I paint over it, obviously. That's like a great way of doing it for time saving. But for something where the line work is going to be present on it, obviously I try and maintain that. The problem with like, so explaining commission prices to people, I don't really have a problem with it because a couple reasons, and I do some things intentionally, and other things are just luck. So the first is I don't need to do commissions because I have a lot of people that are willing to support me here on Twitch, and when I do work for my project, my D&D adventure, that is in a way more valuable to me anyway, because in the long run my own project is way more financially valuable to me. When I make an adventure, when I have my Patreon's relaunching next weekend or next Friday, which is going to be awesome. And I have patrons that want my original art. I have a print store, so I don't have to take commissions if I don't want to. So I can always be firm with my time with commissions for the most part. So if somebody doesn't like my price, I'm like, hey, no problem. The other thing is I don't post my commission prices publicly because I don't want to post a price that I can't back up. And if somebody says, oh, wow, like my base price for characters like this, for a character sketch, my base price is $375. And if somebody wants more detail, crazy things, characters flying out, Machamp arms, whatever, then it goes up, and I have to quote specifically. But in that people don't, like, people who are willing to message me and ask me about a commission are usually pretty serious. And at that point, it's usually not an argumentative kind of person. They're usually pretty cool because they find something inherent or intrinsic about my art they value, that they're going to seek me out for a commission. And that, at that point, because I'm not like kind of like trying to sell them on anything or pitch them on anything, I find that those kind of people are very reasonable because they know what they want and they value stuff differently, as opposed to if you're just trying to, like, if I just post this on Twitter, that's my prices, you're gonna have people in the comments being like, oh, it's a ripoff, oh, you know, screw you, whatever. But it's not usually that much of an anxiety because people are pretty, I've never, well, not never, but I people are pretty cool about it, I guess, you know.
Me. He really tolerates me.
Yeah, that's right. Just tolerate. Thanks for 300 bits, Mel. I appreciate. So, I mean, one of my like advice pieces to artists that want to maintain commissions is, like, obviously for any artist, you have to find something intrinsic about your art that people are going to want. Otherwise, you are susceptible to not just AI, but you are vulnerable to any kind of mass production. And the reason why AI doesn't scare me, never has scared me, and doesn't impact me even the slightest is because I guarded myself against mass-produced, commodified art. So I never compete with Fiverr artists. I never compete with those kind of like lower kind of like entry points. And so AI doesn't impact me whatsoever because I'm the kind of person that would, it's not like anyone is out there who would have commissioned me who would now buy a piece of AI art. Those people, like, I just never, you know. So it's like really useful and important, but no, people, like, it's really powerful, and this isn't great advice for a lot of artists. I don't know how to really, like, say this without, I haven't found a good enough way to say this where I would say it in like a TikTok video. I don't think maintaining a commission sheet is the best idea. I think it has its pros and its cons. Definitely, I spend a lot of time responding to messages for people that projects never go through. You know, I'll spend 3 hours responding to messages on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, and I'll get one person that's actually willing to get a full commission. But I only have so many slots anyway, so that's totally fine with me. But a lot of artists that are trying to sort of like race to the bottom, make their work super accessible, affordable, aren't willing to put the time into certain things, it sometimes doesn't help you. And what I noticed when I've maintained a commission sheet earlier on in my career, the kind of clients, and this is super anecdotal, so don't take this as gospel. I'm not saying that any artist should really take this seriously. It's more of just an interesting thing about my art that I've noticed. The kind of person that approached me via a commission sheet, I almost always never wanted to work for. Because during the process of telling somebody about a project and getting a sense of them, I'm also deciding if I want to work for them. 2 people in the last week, what day is it, Friday? Yeah, since last Friday, 2 people have offered me and accepted my price and said, great, that seems reasonable, I'd love to work with you, that I have turned down and said, hey, I don't think that this is going to actually work. Like, now that I know more about your project, thank you so much for offering me the commission. I'm going to have to turn it down. And one person was like, what the fuck? What? I said I'm willing to pay you for the art. Wait, what? What do you do? What do you mean you're turning it down? And the other person was like, oh, okay, no problem. Like, thanks, whatever. I'm also trying to figure out if I want to work with them. You know, if somebody's asking me to do something that I think is like really out of my style, if somebody's too, there's a difference between particular and picky. I won't work with picky people. Particular is fine. Picky, I won't do.
I don't really think I have preferences in art style when I get commissions done. I have commissions done in various styles from different artists.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, for me, it is the artist themselves that I personally shoot for, because in their zone, in their element, the artwork is amazing no matter what event.
Right, and yeah, that's great. I appreciate that. Taking notes in ink? A gospel? Oh shit. Oh shit. So yeah, I mean, why was I talking about why I wouldn't accept a piece? I got thrown off. It's fine.
That
but
includes you too.
Why was I mentioning? Why was that important? I was going somewhere with that. Thank you, Mel. I was going somewhere with that. Particular versus picky. Yeah, but why was I talking about people that I wouldn't? Not having commission. Oh, right. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, not having a commission sheet. So the thing is that the kind of person that I found that would approach me from commission sheets would be very picky, very micromanaging. This is, again, not everyone, this is anecdotally from my experience, it's like 80% of people that I would get like commission requests from or whatever, they would approach me and be like, this is the exact pose, and here's the exact face I want, and this is the exact thing, and this is what I want, and this blah blah blah, and they just like have all these lists, want no design work from me, don't want anything to do with whatever, like screw you, Evan, this is my piece of art, don't you dare do anything on your own volition, I don't want any design work, I don't want you to do anything like of your skill or talents or any of that stuff, you just do exactly what I say with this, and that's like kind of passion sucking. It just drains my ability. Like I used to accept those kind of commissions because I was like, oh no, I'm like, I need to live, and that's totally fine. But when you have to, like, totally fine. But for me, that became not worth it very quickly, and I noticed a difference between the kind of person that would approach you via a commission sheet versus the kind of person who would see your art and say, hey, do you do commissions? Vast different. Like I would say 95% of people that I deal with that approach me for a commission in the current sort of way that I have it, where people know I do commissions and they have to like reach out in some way. You could say it's a bit of an asshole ego thing, like, oh, they have to reach out to you. Like you could see it that way, and I it's like I would disagree, but like I could see why that would sound a little bit weird. But to be honest, this way, I like most of the people that I like work with. Again, me saying last week to 2 people that I wouldn't work with them, that's rare, dude. Like it's usually like 1 of every 10 people, as opposed to recently it was like 2 of the last 5 or something. So I'm in particular not picky. I mean, I agreed to work with you, Jace. I'm excited for the project. You know, you said you told me what you wanted. You were very particular about some concerns you had with the previous, you know, design, and you wanted, and I'm like totally cool. Like, you know, see, I think I can do that. And like one thing I'm gonna do for you, Jace, is I'm gonna do some sketches. Some extra legwork for you that I don't normally do for people, where I'm going to do some concept sketches for you ahead of time of the familiar to make sure we get it right, so that if you're like, hey man, this just isn't right, like I don't like this, then I'm like totally cool, like hey, I don't have to do this for you, and like neither of us have to be mad or like whatever, just to make sure that ahead of time I can get that thing right for you, so you don't have to like sit through a commission process with that isn't what you want. And I don't have to have a client that's like unhappy and the whole thing's just like, you know, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's super comfortable for me to work with particular people that know what they want, so long as there's still a respect and a desire for some of my like what I do. It's the people that, by picky I mean they don't want me to do anything for their piece. They just want, like, these are people that say, I want Kit Harington's face, I want, you know, this exact armor, pauldrons from this game, I want this, like, whatever, that kind of stuff I just will turn down immediately. So Kara, thank you for the follow, appreciate that. Sorry, what do you mean by getting approached through commission sheet? So if you have a commission sheet, basically you're advertising to people that, like, here's my commissions and here's my prices and here's my, I do this and this and this and this and this. People will see that and then message you based off of that commission sheet, as opposed to people seeing you, because people have already decided on a price that they're willing to pay you before they even ask you for the project. That's approaching someone from the commission sheet. For me, I'll give people a general sense of things, but like in a TikTok video or a comment, I won't ever say my prices, like, definitively. I might say that this piece was a $500 piece or whatever, but if people ask me all the time in the comments, how much are your commissions? And I never say, oh, starts at 180, goes up to 550 or whatever, because, you know, then somebody will be like, oh, I saw in a comment that you do commissions for 180, I want one of those. And you're like, okay, so you want a basic character portrait? Yeah, but I want him to have 7 arms and 3 vampires behind him and 4 angels coming down showering him with Skittles. And you're like, that's gonna be a bit more than 180. And they're like, but you said in your comment 180, you know. So that's one of the reasons why posting prices and commission sheets and stuff, because a lot of artists have with commission sheets a very rigorous set of rules, like, this is what I'll do, this is what I won't do, wings are extra, helmets are extra face on the side of faces. They have this whole price list of things that they sort of like go down the list of, like, they try and anticipate every request that could make a piece more complicated. But in doing that, you spend a lot of time kind of like, people like are playing, trying to figure out what things are worth that they want to buy in the commission stuff. And don't get me wrong, that works super well with a lot of artists, super well. I'm not saying it's a bad way to do your art career, absolutely not. Again, this is all a discussion of me anecdotally saying that I've noticed in general the kind of clients, and these are me recognizing patterns I think might be the cause. In general, clients that are willing to approach you for a commission are so much easier to work with than clients that are approaching you via your commission sheet. So how much reference work and what kind of references do you like when somebody approaches you? Do I like as little as possible? Am I willing to tolerate any amount? So it's a professional thing, Lucas, where I try and am willing to work with as much reference work as somebody wants to give me. But personally, I like as little as possible in a discussion. One of the things that I pride myself on that I think is actually a skill that you should have as a character designer, as a concept artist, is you should be able to take a poorly described, poorly articulated vibe that somebody wants to go for and articulate that yourself into a piece that they're like, that's the vibe. That's what I love doing. So when someone says like, hey, I mean Azalea, for instance, said like, hey, the vibe of this character is I kind of want, like, she used to be like a bard that was kind of punk rock, and she was, you know, like very much like your kind of like K-pop princess, whatever. Had this happen to her backstory, and then this happened. She took some levels in monk and whatever, and then she rerolled fighter, so she has heavy plate armor, but has this kind of punk whatever, and like gave me all these vibes. So as I'm creating details for Azalea for this character, she's like, oh my god, it's exactly what I wanted. You know, my goal as a character designer is to make something that the client says, that's better than I imagined. And do I think that is it coming from a place of arrogance where it's like, I should know better the design that you want? Absolutely not, but it's kind of my fucking job. So it's like, I would hope I'd be able to create a design that's a visualization of your ideas. Otherwise, I'm just an art monkey just making art for you when I try and be a character designer as well. And so I'd much rather somebody tell me about their character and who they are and what they value and what they do and what they've experienced. I want to know their backstory. I want to know all these things about the character. And then obviously people have particular things they want to include. Azalea and I took a while to get the gun right to the point where she was happy. You know, the hair was not what Azalea originally had, but based off of the design she'd given me, an interpretation I gave her, and she was like, that's fucking amazing. That looks so sick. You know, the cloak, she asked for sort of the purple Firebird logo on it, things like that, and I did this for her. And so the entire process for me, if I'm not doing any design work for you, I don't think I'm worth the price then. Half of what I do is the design work somebody, you know, gives me or whatever. Slowly deletes 40,000 pins in the print discord. No. So actually that's the other side. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. The other side is if somebody brings me a board of pins and mood and things like that, that's great too, because that in essence is a vibe as well. That in essence of so it's either like like as little reference as possible and just talking about the character, or a lot of reference. Because if you have a large amount of reference, then you're not picky about little details. You might not know what you like about these like 50 pirate characters you're showing me, but my job is to pick out what the vibe, what the connecting details are that you like in them. And I might even say, if you bring me some reference, I'm gonna say, hey, what do you like about this piece? You know? And you're like, well, I like the way the kind of the belts make them look like they're carrying a lot of weapons and stuff. And it's like, sick. Is that a rune choker? That is a rune choker. Yes, you are. That was an important detail. She wanted a rune choker around her neck. Mood boards and things like that are great too, because again, they're not particular, like individual references of like, I want this person's hairstyle exactly. You give me like 18 characters that you kind of like the look of, and I'm like, okay, they're looking for kind of like this, like, you know, punk gothy sort of like fantasy whatever. This is also a bit more of a departure from my normal kind of like fantasy style. Like this is a bit more into a different realm of the kind of fantasy. Like this wouldn't be an Eldara character, for instance, the way she looks, the revolver, things like that. And I like making those concessions into sort of different styles of fantasy, because it's fun to go in there once in a while for people. And as long as it doesn't depart too far to the point where people think that that's like what I do necessarily for my own work, which it never usually does. So no, mood boards are great, because it's in the name. It's mood. Mood is another word I'd say for vibe. So I'd say it's like a vibe board, and vibe boards are awesome too. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's just when somebody sees something they want that exact detail on, and they're like, I mean, again, small things like that, you're like, dude, I really like this hairstyle or whatever. It's like, okay, fair enough. This isn't going to break my back to do this hairstyle. And usually when people say, hey, I have a very like specific thing here, I'll sometimes say like, hey, if I think that the design's doesn't really fit in with the rest of it, I'll be like, hey, do you mind if I try a couple things with it, and we'll see if I can do a couple of designs based off of it. And if you like any, great. And if you don't, then we'll just do the design that you wanted in the base of. But I think I can do something kind of cool to tweak it or whatever. And like most times people are like, oh, I like the tweak, you know. But it's fine if people don't. And I'm totally fine with that too, you know. Like I said, the revolver, I did a bunch of designs for that. It was kind of like, nah, it's not really, blah, 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 you know. And eventually that was like more particular detail. So it really depends on the person. But I like, whether there's a mood board and references and things like that given to me or not, doesn't really matter, doesn't really impact it all that much. The important thing for me is being able to say, what do you like about this character, and tell me a bit about them and who they are. So that's yeah, that's my jam. I don't know. And I'm monologuing about all this shit that I don't know if anyone necessarily cares about, but I don't know. Mention the small details that build the vibe. So I've recently been looking for jewelry that would be his style because he's a crafter, which is great. I love that. Yeah, that's fucking sick. That's phenomenal. All right. Where were we on this piece? Hold on. Am I still recording? I am. Also, what's up, Steph? What's going on? How you doing, homie? Someone gonna come at you with a mood board and just has to have the orb in it. So, God, the fucking orb. This has happened actually in the last recent like week. I think you're joking, but somebody was like, hey, I saw your thing on stream, so here's the reference I provided. And one of them was a fucking orb. Oh, God. Okay. I'm good. I'm not mad. Call to the orb spreads. You care? All right, thank you, BB. Appreciate that. I gotta be better about looking at my YouTube chat now that I'm trying to get my VODs over there. There aren't many guides to how to be a good customer. I want to be a good client, a bit new to it. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that a lot of times a good
something odd meta. Not going to lie, I'm so out of the loop. Oops.
Steph, this is a meme you don't need to worry about. This is the please. You don't need to worry about this meme. You're totally good. You're totally chill on it. Excuse me. All right. I want to talk about just real quick what we're gonna do next week, because this is gonna be a kind of fun project. I just need to find it. Is this it? Okay. We still have the Ella Taco Bell Fund. No, I need a new bit goal. Shit, that's right, Steph. What's my new bit goal gonna be? Damn it. Wait, we gotta set that up first. What do you guys want to crowdfund next? This is so degenerate. Yeah, wait, what do you guys want to crowdfund next? You talking goblins? You finish the swimsuit calendar. Buy an orb, a single furry. Okay, an Imperator class Titan. You guys can't afford that. Need any upgrades? Do I need upgrades? I need a new GPU. That's a thing, Steph, but it has to be a meme. It has to be something that I can do for the stream, like the swimsuit calendar. Where's my goals? Where's my
today's
goals?
Meta, Carlu.
You already submitted a meta, Duria. Hold on. We'll do the meta first before we do the goal, and then I want to talk about next week's work, because I actually want some input on this. That is the Carlu is the Devil's Marbles. Is this meta naturally occurring rock formations that look inappropriate? 8? Sexy orb calendar. Do you guys want to do the orb painting? I said that I would be willing to do the orb painting. Like a full-on, full-fledged, like the highest level of painting that my painting goes to. like a full environment, not just the sketches that I've like not just this nonsense or this garbage. Call it garbage. I'm selling prints of it. Why I shouldn't call it garbage? Not like something like this, like a full on, more substantial, big. Uh-oh. Did I not have this piece posted on its own? You saw it anyway. You want the highest level painting. A giant orb in the cannon of Eldara. Like, the problem is, like, I had like $1,000 painting. If you guys want like a 50-hour painting of like some great hall or vast like landscape or whatever, what are you doing is garbage. I don't want to know what I'm doing is considered. Never, B2B, never listen to me and compare yourself to the way I shit talk my own art. The golden orb paint. All right, you want a full-on, full-fledged, massive painting. Okay. How many bits is that? 100,000, 10,000, that's 100,000. Oh my god. Customized progress bar. Ooh. Well, let's just leave it brown. No, let's do EBA purple. Set up goal alerts? No, stop. Okay. So this is for a canonized, full-on, like the highest level of painting that I offer. Is there a time limit? There's never a time limit, but like, kind of. Okay. Can the orb be a warlock patron? Okay, I'll make sure. You know what? It'll be an orb of power that you can have some form of fucking reverence to, or some shit. Holy shit! We're almost we as a collective are almost at 5,000 followers. I love when streamers do that. They're like, "Yo, we just hit whatever subs, bro." Thank you for the follow, Scully Girl. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh god. Okay, there it is.
Speaking of time limits, where are we at with the swimsuit calendar?
The swimsuit calendar has been funded, Aduria. The swimsuit calendar has been funded. I said by April. And it happened. So now I made a dumb joke, Aduria. What's up, Anna? I made a dumb joke about how if people cheer 10,000 bits, like basically earn a golden crumb, that I'd let them pick one of the swimsuit calendar, like they could sponsor a page, and Reaper Miniatures, the massive minis company, the tabletop gaming titan of the industry, that I have sold and painted Reaper Minis at the game store for more than a decade, dropped 10,000 bits to sponsor their succubus Sophie. So that's one. Azalea asked for me to draw Izzy as a fox girl for one of the pages in the swimsuit calendar, which I will be drawing immodestly, just so you know. So you're saying you're kind of a big deal? I can't believe that they even know who I am. To be fair though, Steph, also Tank Tolman follows me on Instagram and TikTok, so that's pretty fucking cool. And so Azalea Odd Entities and Reaper Miniatures have months sponsored. So So, what I do with that? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do because of this. I was gonna make prints of the calendar. Like I was gonna figure out how to print a calendar at like fucking Staples or something, and like just like make them available as a joke for like whatever the cost of them is. But now I don't know how to do this because now Reaper's gonna ask for a succubus, so I don't know how to do that shit or whatever now. So I gotta figure that out. I was not expecting that. I send you the female version of my character and purchase a month along with it as soon as I get home from work. Definitely don't do that, Aduria. That's not worth it. It's not worth it to sponsor the fucking the time limit is however long the meme stays funny. The time limit is by my anniversary stream, entities. There you go. Time limit is by the anniversary stream. Okay. So I can announce it. You have till, you know what? I'm gonna up the stakes because this is the content creator part of me. It doesn't show often. If the orb is not funded, the emote will be removed. That's right. My villain arc has begun. Dark Evan has been summoned.
It isn't worth it. I've paid more to canonize worse memes.
That's actually true. I forgot. Aduria, I apologize. I forgot who I was talking to. Yes, sir, I apologize. Yep. I will delete the orb emote and the animated version of it. So you will no longer be able to Vandal Orb for free. You'll no longer be able to Vandal Orb for a sub emote anywhere on Twitch. You will no longer be able to Orb Scroll. You'll no longer be able to ponder the orb. And tier 3 subs will no longer be able to Golden Orb. That's right. Your precious orb. Your precious orb will fall to my apprentice. I have foreseen it. Oh, how I have waited for this day to come. All my plans will be complete. I only just made the orb damn already in danger. I'm sorry, Lucas. I can't imagine how my stream today seems to new viewers. I swear to God, I'm working on a big important project. It's not just stupid ass memes for 5 hours a day, weekdays, on Twitch. I swear to God, I have a real project I'm working on. You guys gotta believe me. My adventure's coming out real. See, hey, I wanted to even talk about this tomorrow. No, wrong page. There. Hey, look, these are the main portraits that I need to do, or all the work I need to do. So we need to figure out the art we need to do next week, because next week is going to be the Sketchathon, the official Realms of Eldara Adventure number 1, episode 0, prologue, Horizon. This is the remaining art that we have to do for it. If I want the art, the piece to be finished, the whole adventure to be finished and ready to play test on April 2nd, we can't do it April 1st, I have to get this art done ASAP. I also am drowning in commissions and promises and rewards and relaunching Patreon. Jesus Christ. This is a busy month for me. But the reason is because my first convention this year that I'm going to be appearing as in the public, in the wild, as Evan Blair Art, is, if you want to know what conventions I'm going to be at, there's a real easy way to check. Because since I'm never going to remember to announce my my public appearances, as it were, you can always check Blackwood Dice. If you want to know where I'm going to be, just see where Ella's going to be. So, my first convention, because I'm going to Ella to these conventions with Ella for all of them, and I have a table right next to her, is going to be ArdCon in Calgary, Alberta, which is a small gaming convention and probably one of the best out there because it's still small. So don't tell anyone. Then the first big formal event is going to be GameCon Canada, so a weekend later. This is a busy ass summer for me. We're gonna be traveling a lot. So I need to have physical copies of the adventure to show to people at ArtCon. And then more importantly, GameCon. Which means that I have to have it being printed by mid-May. So I have a month through April. A month. To do it, to finish it, to get it done. So the seriosity is about to increase. If I heard someone ask about Orban Warlock, give me till tomorrow morning. Oh god. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yes. Anyway, I should just post just a screenshot of this and just say I'll be here at all these two. I'm gonna do that on Instagram right now. People who know me, there's actually I've gotten like 1,000 followers almost on Instagram in the last 2 months. There's gonna be a ton of people that have no idea who Ella is. So I'm just gonna post this and say, oh yeah, I'll be at these two with Ella. So Ella is my wife and I'll be at these events. Oops. These. Damn it. Events 2 this year. Because you know, I'll forget to post one of these. Wait, where did I put it? There we go.
Visitors.
That's what we do.
Exciting.
Wait, Reaper. Wait, what? wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm sitting here memeing on Instagram. Wait. Hold on. Did you... Wait, 2 Reaper raids in 1 day? Wait, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Welcome back, Reaper. Hello. Hey, hello, friends. Hello. Good to see you guys. Thank you for the raid. Hey, if you guys didn't know, I'm gonna be doing official fan art to Reaper. In my... Oh, God, how do I explain this? There's no good way of wording this. I'll be doing official Reaper fan art of Sophie in my D&D swimsuit calendar this summer. There's no way to say that without sounding like an idiot. Oh boy. Okay. Thank you for the raid again. I realize you guys are double streaming today. Holy shit. Thank you. I'm honored. I appreciate it. Welcome in. We're just memeing on Instagram as I feel like. Do I ever do any real art? Do I ever do any real art on this channel, or do people just always raid in when I am in the middle of a meme? I feel like. Well, welcome in. I'm just making a meme about how I'm not gonna post my event schedule for conventions I'm gonna be at. I'm just taking a picture of my wife's event schedule for her dice making business and say just say ditto for all that. So wait, stories, post, Instagram, share. Okay. Done. All right, sick. Dude, hey, Reaper, if you guys, first of all, if you guys don't know Reaper and you guys are new to my stream today, or maybe an older Twitch viewer of mine that has not been introduced to the Reaper miniatures, you definitely should go follow them on Twitch. Obviously, they are the best miniatures in all of tabletop gaming. Fight me. They have an amazing Twitch channel where they do all sorts of cool stuff out there. So please go over and drop a follow on Reaper Miniatures. I am a big fan, and I'm excited, man, because now I'm actually doing super cool fan art for some succubus. Some succubus fan art. Will it be modest and tasteful? Of course. Please, it's me after all. But yes, you guys got here. You arrived just in time for the dumb memes. So oh boy, yeah, this is oh god. Good to see you guys. 9% means occasional art may be drawn. Yeah, okay. Or get super sneaky and fly out Saturday and don't tell my boss. Wait, for what? me Strathmore by a day, fly to Calgary on the 22nd. Maybe I fly late and run Strathmore first. Strathmore is not, it's close to Calgary, Atari, but it is like a half-hour drive out to the terrifying part of Canada. And when I say terrifying part, I mean if you leave Calgary, Alberta, and you drive west and you drive towards the mountains, you see verdant landscapes, the foothills rolling into some of the greatest, most majestic mountains the world has ever created. If you look out westward from Calgary, Alberta, when the sun crests across the sky at the perfect time of day, you can hear the melodies of Howard Shore's Lord of the Rings suite playing. If you drive out east, you see nothing but flat and it's depressing, so be careful of that. And Strathmore is a 45-minute drive east, in which I think it's something like what Nietzsche and Lovecraft talked about existential dread as you're driving into a void of nothingness. But you're from the Midwest, you probably know what that's like anyway, so. Do you have Vampire Castle there? We do not have Vampire Castle in Strathmore, Alberta. Strathmore, Alberta has a Stampede Fair ground where they do cattle shows and horse races. So that's where the Ren Fair is. That's I think Ella's booth, actually. She has a picture of Ren Fair booth. Nope. Whoop. Art. Hello. Twitch. The computer. Where do you see a Strathmore up here? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think we're too old already. We're too far gone. Yeah. All right. We don't have any Ren Fair photos from Strathmore, so that sucks. But I dressed up, and so did Ella. So that was fun. But yeah, that's where we're gonna be. That Impossible Moose, yes. No, it's the wrong direction out of Calgary, but unfortunately it's always possible to encounter a wild and rabid moose in the Canadian wilds. So you always have to be careful of that. You always have to be very, very careful and acutely aware of the dangers. You still already live on YouTube? Yes, Garth, and I'm going to be on YouTube for recording my VODs to YouTube. I need to figure out a way to get my YouTube chat up in a real way without having to intentionally look for it, because I don't want to just ignore people on YouTube and ignore the chat over there. But mostly the YouTube live stream is just so that I can get my VODs onto my channel without having to upload them specifically. So try and find some posts from Strathmore. Yeah, I mean, the Ren Fairs are great. Ren Fairs are a lot of fun. GameCon was big. It was cool. There's a small chance that Ella will be at Calgary Comic Expo, which is actually, I would have organized something if we knew if she was gonna be at Calgary Comic Expo, because I won't be able to be there because we only have one table. But Ella does not know, if she's getting into Calgary Comic Expo just yet. They have not let us know. The Calgary Comic Expo is in a month. But Evan, the Comic Expo hasn't let you know if you have a table at it and it's only a month and a bit away. What happens if you need to book travel? What happens if you already booked travel? What happens if it was a convention in Calgary and you lived in, I don't know, Windsor? That's a place in Canada, not England. Yeah, your confusion in why they have not let Ella know if she's in or not yet, a month and a bit out, is my confusion, and definitely we're all just having vicarious confusion via Ella. But yeah, so those will be the events we're gonna be at. Next week will be the sketchathon to try and get a lot of those ideas done. We're gonna be doing some NPCs for that, so I need some ideas for what kind of NPCs you guys want to see in Eldara, as far as like what kind of NPCs you enjoy having artwork for, if things like shop vendors and town guards are going to matter, or if something. Okay, Moose. If things like those kind of NPCs, or if you would like to have those be not, you know, represented, and you'd rather have imaginations, when you'll be at a convention in Europe? Ooh, potentially never, because the problem is that the conventions are only worth going to for time and whatnot if Ella can go as a dice vendor, and I'm just tagging along, so I don't make any money at the conventions. I actually lose Ella and I money by simply going, but I wanted to start doing it to just be able to talk to people about my project and tell them about Eldara and just get some feedback. The first convention I ever did was Edmonton Expo with her, and yeah, so it would seriously have to be a convention that would be super worth it for Ella and I to go to, because currently conventions are only worth it if we can drive. If we had ever have to fly to a convention and pay for that additional fee, and then especially like big conventions, you'd pay for the table, and then you have to travel, and then you have to fly and get extra luggage and all this kind of stuff. That is a lot of money, and I'd love to go to Europe to a big gaming convention there, but I don't know if there's anything like Gen Con in Europe that's that like size. A convention like Gen Con would probably be worth it. But any convention that's smaller than that, I know it's like a big hard bar to set,
I love the
probably wouldn't be. So
NPC that the party always bumps into. Never has anything crazy influential, but every item has a story.
Jace, I have one of those, if you're curious. Oh, Jace. My friend, the wind sometimes blows in a peculiar way as magical dust sprinkles through the air. A chill quickly runs up your spine, alleviated by the warm smell of tea and a campfire. If you are a traveler so inclined on your adventures to be graced by the presence of the Emporium, you will find a wandering merchant of unknown origin, again known simply as the Emporium. The Emporium has many things in his wares, carries many items of use, and will always happily trade a cup of tea for a good story from you. A blink and he's gone. Some say the Emporium doesn't exist and it is a tale from adventurers. Others swear the Emporium appeared in a dungeon when they desperately needed rope to escape, happy to sell them rope for a simple tale. And actually, so much so, Jace, that the Emporium has his own theme.
I would buy a quill from him for sure.
Wait, where's the Emporium's theme? My friend, thank you 100 bits or 200 bits, dude. So my friend Byron composed an album for our world. So he made an actual like full proper composed album, including a theme for the Emporium. So if you are lucky enough in Eldara, you may too wander into the Wandering Emporium. God, I never get to talk about the Emporium. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, you guys don't have an album for the Realms of Eldara? Did you know? All my music that I use for my TikToks and stuff is all original compositions by my friend Byron. It's pretty rad, right? I guess the conventions, at least here in Germany, are smaller than Gen Con. Well, I mean, like, the problem is, Anna, like, I'd love to go to a German convention. I have so many European friends and viewers that I think it'd be so, like, it's so easy to get around Europe. I'd love to go to a convention in Germany. It's just like, it would add several $1,000s onto the cost of the convention weekend, and conventions are such a slim margin as it is, so. Does she ever do any conventions in Ontario? No. Again, the problem with Ella and traveling with conventions is that if she has to get on a plane, it would make it really difficult. And based on, like, Ella does well at conventions, but based on the, like, result of local conventions, it seems like even though
You know what? Toronto Fan Expo would probably be worth it. If she could get into I think that's what the Toronto one's called, right? Fan Expo. If she could get into Toronto's Fan Expo, it'd probably be worth it for us to go. But besides that, yeah, I think Toronto's the only one. I don't think Montreal will be worth it. I don't think any of the smaller ones would be worth it. It would have to be like substantial to be able to go to Ontario. And also because the problem is with the convention, I also have to go with her. Because obviously I'm not, you know, obviously if she goes to some different foreign fucking city, you know, to stay in some hotel or whatever, I want to go with her and, you know, whatever. And she doesn't really want to go without me and all that shit. And understandable. I help her out for the entire weekend, and it's kind of a long weekend, so it means that I also have to take the weekend off, and that's like a couple of days of stream off, and that adds to the cost. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if we get into Fan Expo, it'll be fucking rad. But yeah. Until I get it, when I was just doing the odd vendor shows locally, it's so hard to break even. The idea of having to actually travel is a big nope. Right. I mean, like even going to like Edmonton, there's an extra like what? I don't know, like $500 fee for the hotel for 3 nights, and then gas on top of it, and you're eating out, so you can't really. Yeah, conventions are tough if you have to travel. The ones local around Calgary are fine. The ones in Edmonton are good if they're bigger ones. There's certain conventions and events we don't go to in Edmonton because we're like, ooh, that's too small. But yeah, Ontario would be cool. I don't know. I don't think about that. Regardless, next week will be the Sketchathon. We'll be doing a whole bunch of work for the Horizon Adventure so that I can have the whole thing ready for June for convention season. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I have to run like 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to quickly emergency jettison from stream in a rapid way. So I'm going to start the intro now. But hey, thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you, Reaper, for the 2 raids. I appreciate it. I'd happily return the raid if I was... God damn it, why am I live so late? Thank you everyone who followed on Twitch, and thank you everyone who participated in the TikTok live stream and the YouTube. I'm testing out and trying to figure out how to do cool things with YouTube and TikTok as well, and do streams over there, so thank you. I don't have chat up from YouTube, so I don't necessarily see it, but you guys are lovely over there, and thank you everyone for hanging out with me over here on Twitch. Announcements: Patreon will be relaunching with brand new cool dope ass Eldara prints and things like that, and also the trading cards are going to be a part of the Patreon going forward, because you guys like trading cards a whole lot more than I thought. I thought the Eldara trading cards were something I was just doing as a self-indulgent stupid thing for me. Little did I know that there were so many trading card nerds too. So look forward to that next week. Ella updated her Patreon actually, so that she also has her random Pokemon D20 chunk of the month as well. So that's pretty cool. So you can go over there if you want to check that shit out. But anyway, I'll be posting process videos on all the links in chat. At least all the links on chat on Twitch. I don't have a YouTube channel for that. I'm sorry. So YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all those places for process videos. So I will catch you guys all on Monday at 9 a.m. and hopefully I'll figure it out so that YouTube and TikTok don't break OBS when I try it next time. But regardless, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I gotta run. I gotta bail. I'll catch y'all later. Have an amazing one. Do cool things. Have fun this weekend. And thank you guys for the support. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. Bye. Bye. Bounce. Bye. All right.